Kuzoo Kids.
Kuzoo Zampula friends, welcome to another episode of Kuzoo Kids. I am Rayden Jatsho, and today we are going to talk about something that we use every day, screens. But how much is too much? Everywhere we look, there are screens, phones, tablets, TVs, and computers. We use them for games, videos, learning, and even talking to our friends and family. Did you know that globally, children spend an average of 2 to 7 hours a day on screens? In Bhutan, this trend is also rising, with many kids using screens for both education and entertainment. But have you ever wondered when screen time stops being fun and starts being too much? Come along, friends, let's go and meet some amazing people and hear their stories and ideas about screen time. So come on, let's go to a screen time adventure. Now I am here with Ma'am Tashi, a kind and caring counselor from Jimmy Namgyal School. Thank you for being here with us, ma'am. Now my first question is, what counts as screen time? Is it just games?
Screen time, as I understand it, is any period that you spend using an electronic device with a screen, such as computer, smartphone, or tablet. And it is not just games, it goes much beyond games, and it includes a broad range of activities and devices. For example, like watching television, using social media, or using computer for web browsing. Then it also includes video chatting, text messaging, and it also includes doing homework or studying on tablet or a smartphone, and also reading ebooks.
Do screens make it harder for kids to talk or play with their friends?
Yes, definitely. Excessive screen time can make it hard for children to talk or play with their friends.
Why does that happen?
It is because to talk and play with friends effectively and enjoy doing that, they need good social and communication skills. To have this, you have to interact with real people in the real world. And if children spend too much time on screen or spend a lot of time in the virtual world, they are not able to get that skill. When they play with their friends or engage in group activities or any interactions that they have in the real world, they learn how to negotiate, how to share, how to take turns, how to be a leader, how to follow. They learn other skills like how to collaborate, how to compromise, and also take responsibilities, and also be patient. So when they are not engaging in all this, these social skills and also communication skills remain underdeveloped. And making friends, initiating conversations, or maintaining friendship, or forming close bonds may be very difficult, and children may find it very awkward in social settings, and they would lack social confidence.
What tips do you have for kids and family to enjoy their screens?
Some practical tips that I would like to share, particularly for the parents, is a very important one is to set clear rules and expectations for their children surrounding this digital use of digital devices. For example, they can come up with a family media plan where they can state how much the screen time, then where they can watch and when they can watch. And something interesting that they can also do is they can create a digital free zone or times in their family. For example, digital free zone like no digital device in the bedroom or on the dining table. And most important thing when they set up these rules and expectation is to explain to children why they are setting this limit, why these rules are being made, and also involve children in making these rules, because children are more likely to follow these rules if they have a hand in setting these rules, and also ensure that these rules are being followed through consistently, and also be a bit more flexible. You can be a bit more flexible. Instead of letting them watch for 1 hour, maybe they can watch for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So, but not all the time, only during special occasions. A very, very important tip is for parents to model healthy digital habit or screen habit. We just don't tell, but we have to model, because children mimic adult behavior. They are very good observers. They learn more by observing adults than by listening to what they say. So it's very important for parents or caregivers to model healthy digital balance. And maybe another important thing I'd like to share is not to use digital device as a babysitter, because normally now what most parents do is to prevent the children from disturbing them, or to calm the children when they're cranky, they give digital devices, because that keeps their children quiet in their room or wherever they are. So most parents tend to do this. So it's very important to avoid doing this, because it will have a big impact on their health and development.
Hello learners, did you know that kids age 8 to 12 spend about 4 to 6 hours a day looking at screens? Teenagers can spend even more, up to 9 hours each day. This time includes using smartphones, tablets, computers, and watching TV. The American Academy of Pediatrics says that kids aged 2 to 5 should only watch 1 hour of good quality shows each day, but many kids watch a lot more than that. Also, about 70% of the kids use screens just for fun, while only 30% use them for learning. I'm here in the Mother and Child Hospital. Let's learn what the doctor has to say about screen time. Let's welcome Dr. Hari, who helps children stay healthy and strong. Thank you for being here with us. To begin with my first question, how do screens affect how children talk, feel, and think?
If the children are exposed to screen from a very small age, they have difficulty in talking. First of all, their speech development gets hampered. Their cognition actually gets really hampered. They have delayed speech, and then they have problem with that, their attention span. They can't, really go and do things which besides the screen. Because when they are on the screen, they are actually taken away by what they see, either play games or see some YouTube, things like that, So actually when they see YouTube or any of these screen, any of these audiovisual items, what happens is that it passes so fast, it just goes within a fraction of a second. They can actually do not learn, they just get amused. It is different, like when you read book, you can actually reread. If you are talking to your parents or talking to it or listening to a teacher, you can always ask questions. But when in the audiovisual, they can't get anything. So it's just amusement. So the way they feel, think, basically it is their cognition, their development of language, and then their social and emotional development actually really gets hampered.
How long is it okay for children and teens to watch screens?
To begin with, it depends on the age, all right. So our brain is the child's brain is developing tremendously. Lot of things are happening. The child learns so much within first 2 years of life. So we should actually it's not allowed at all to view this screen, TV or mobile or all these devices before 2 years of age. It should be not allowed at all. Okay, so that's very standard. The American Association of Pediatrics or even WHO, from 2 years till 6 years of age, they would actually recommend about half an hour of viewing, at the maximum 1 hour. Okay, so after 5 years, then it should be a supervised viewing, and for a particular work you have, maybe you have certain things to complete, or maybe it is a good program, it is educative, you got to see which is actually beneficial. So we should not actually allow a child to independently watch any of these, any of the programs in the which are actually of their choice. So the parents should have a parental, supervision on watching or using the screen time. Okay.
And lastly, what are some healthy screen habits that us families can follow?
In a family, I think we should have a time like, okay, device down. Let's have a device-free meal today. Let's not use any of these devices today. Let's talk and eat and enjoy. Maybe the father or the mother should also play some games with the child, like what they play online games. So yeah, why not? Because these are very learning things. In fact, it helps. So certain games are so stimulating to anybody actually. They help your brain grow. So there are a lot of positive effects of the screen. So we could play together and then actually see how smart or what are the ways your child is actually thinking. What are his reactions to certain moves, when he's playing an online game. So I think that you can actually play together, as a family. Or maybe, together, then you can have scores, who is winning. So these are actually a good way of actually having together some form of a competition and all. Because now these days all those decathons or something like that is happening, isn't it, all around. People have competition on these internet games, online games. So it's not that, they are harmful. As I said, you should know how to utilize it properly and how to make it, how you actually would let these things be helpful to you and your family and for any individual or any child for the development. So we definitely have to grow up with these devices, with the way, the forward is, now all these artificial intelligence, all this, everything are coming up. These developments are definitely of use and helpful for the growth of the children. But limitation of what you are watching, limitations of what type of things you are actually doing it, whether it is detrimental to your health, to your overall development of your education, your social, emotional development. So that I think we have to really balance, and then if you use it correctly, you have to use it. There's no way out. Everybody needs to be, knowing to use these devices in a correct way.
Thank you, Dr. Hari, for all those great health tips. Did you know more than 60% of the doctors have noticed that many kids are having trouble with their eyes because they spend so much time looking at their screens? This is sometimes called computer vision syndrome. To help with this, experts suggest following the 2-1-2 rule. No more than 2 hours of fun screen time each day. 1 hour of playing outside or being active. 2 hours of family time without screens. This way, kids can enjoy screens while also staying healthy and happy. Now let's hear what parents have to say about screen time at home. I'm here with Yangchen Si Rinzan, and she's a parent. And today we're going to talk about screen time. So, how many children do you have?
I just have one daughter. Her name is Tarima, and she is 7 years old.
So how do you feel when Tarima watches too much of her phone or tablet, or does she have one?
She doesn't have a phone, but she does have an iPad. I think it's not about how do I feel, but it's more about, as a parent, how much aware I am that how many times she's using the iPad. So for Tarima, it's we have our own rules, so she doesn't use it too much, but every time when she does, it's a mixed feeling. Like in one way I feel, oh, it's okay, let her watch, at least she's learning something. But in another way I feel, I'm worried, especially the strain on eyes. And sometimes I actually worry about what is she watching.
So what is one thing you like about your child using the screens? Does it help in any way?
I feel like, she has picked up so many words that I may not have actually remembered to teach her. And also, I think there are certain things that she has picked up from the iPad, like she keeps asking riddles. Riddle is something that, we don't expect a small kid to actually ask you. And sometimes it's quite amazing that when she asks the riddles, we don't have the answer for that. And what I also like is how she watches other YouTubers playing the games like Roblox and all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of games, you know that, right? She watches that, and I don't stop her from doing that, because I feel that when she watches all those games, what she develops is the creative thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I'm sure do you play Roblox?
Yes.
And do you like it?
Yeah.
Because you really have to think, right, to go
Yeah.
to the next step. I'm not very aware. I've just seen her playing. So that is one part that I really liked it. And other thing is also when she was young, when I used to allow her to use the screen time, it was you she used to watch. You remember all those Zonka
Yes.
songs and all?
Yeah.
Right? Studio. And also I think a lot of time what I used to do was I used to let her watch your videos, thinking that she'll just pick up from there. She'll pick up something from there. So I think M Studio has done a lot of good job.
How do you make sure your child has fun with screens and also does other cool activities?
What I usually just tell her is that why don't you try and explore, watching something like something very fun where you learn something out of it. And I just had to say that to her. And now what she does is to make it more fun. The use of her screen, what she does is DIY, do it yourself.
Oh.
You know, right? DIY. So this was something that she picked up herself, and now she has all those crazy ideas and whatnot. She learns from this DIY. Sometimes she demands me to get the materials, and when I'm not able to get it, she gets upset. So to make it more fun, and to also to make sure that when she uses the iPad, it's for the right way. So I do try to get all the materials that she asks.
What is one rule that you have in your family about screen time, or do you have one?
One rule that I have come up with her is that when it's a school time, she can use the iPad only during the weekends.
Oh.
That's on Saturday and Sunday, and that too only after the lunch and only for 2 hours. Sometimes it goes like beyond 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. But that's a very strict rule that we have been following for a long time. I think when she was young, when she was in the daycare, it was a little difficult for to have this rule and to also make her understand. But now that she is in first standard, it has become very easier. So she definitely understands that if she asks for an iPad on Monday, she's never going to get it.
Oh.
She knows that. And another rule is that every time, before we go to bed, at least for an hour or half an hour, she has to read book. She cannot sleep if she don't get to read at least 2 or 3 pages. So that's the rule we have been, I've come up with, and we have been following for a long time, and we are still following that.
Okay. Today we learned that screens are super cool for fun and learning, but it is also important to take breaks and do other fun things too. By understanding screen time and using it wisely, we can feel happy and healthy both online and offline. Remember that screens can connect us to the world, but they should never replace the joy of playing outside or spending time with family and friends. Okay, thank you for joining us in this episode of Kuzoo Kids. Remember to always look away from your screens every now and then. Toodles!